Can you believe it? I'm back casting. Oh my god, this is so nice. Guys, I found the most epic match ever to start this off with. I'm the biggest IMNesTea fanboy that you've ever met in your life. Like, I can't even describe it. I wanted to make a comment about how like I started drinking all this IMNesTea, but that's not the case. I did pick it once though. I remember at a fountain soda they had IMNesTea. I was like, oh my god, I gotta drink some IMNesTea. But I got an IMNesTea here, IMNesTea. See, I'm like completely obsessed. I got a match here with IMNesTea in it, and it's IMNesTea versus LiquidJinro. And God, the last time I even remember seeing LiquidJinro, I wanted to say play against IMNesTea. I'm not actually sure that the match. It may have been against Lucira. Sometimes I get those guys confused. I do watch their playstyles, or I watch a lot of their matches. They have very different playstyles, but. Remember, it was Metalopolis and Jinro bunker rushed, but now I'm thinking about it, I think it was Lucira, not IMNesTea. Anyway, this game, hopefully we're not going to see, some stupid bunker rush style play, so, that ends the game instantaneously. LiquidJinro spawning down in the bottom right of Typhon Peaks. I probably should start casting the match and stop, being like, oh, I'm so excited! But that's really the case, so. Bunker getting underway, is going for that Rax first build, and doesn't hesitate at all to get that gas down. So, looks like IMNesTea sending out either, 15 hatch here for him, and simultaneously sending out a scout. So, I was wondering if this was going to drop the hatchery, but then I saw a second blip on the minimap that was a little too small to be an overlord. If you look like down in the minimap down here, I want to box it, but I can't box the minimap. See, the overlord blip's actually like kind of big, and then this drone blip's like really little. You actually can use that to your advantage. I remember the other day, my Overlord just scouted the tip of a Void Ray, and because of the size of the blip on the minimap, I knew it had to be a Void Ray, because no other Protoss unit coming out that early is going to be that large. I mean, he's not carrier rushing me, so, but I couldn't get a look on it on the map in time. I clicked and it was gone, and I was like, that blip was too big to be a Proba Zealot or anything of that nature, so, and if it was building, I would have seen it, so. This Marine moving out, and this could be a little dangerous, honestly. If we look at, this pool timing, I mean, the pool actually was dropped pretty early. We do see he's only now hitting 16 population, but with this second Marine that, should be following up, it's going to first stop IMNesTea from being able to transit drones down here. I'm sure you guys, if you ever watch Idra, you've probably seen him get, I remember watching a game against Empire State just the other day, where this, even without the bunker itself, I mean, he's going to have to stop this bunker. And these Marines are definitely going to do some damage. Likely get some drones here, so without perfect mic for IMNesTea. He is already pulling that drone back, just from losing 5 hit points. I really like that play, but there goes one drone for IMNesTea. We do managing to chase these Marines out towards the middle of the map, but not doing enough damage to this SCV, and he really needs to get something done here. So it looks like he's just going to take out this bunker, and these Marines now, and we're gonna peace out. We're going to go home. I mean, half health, it's been a rough day. So they're getting out of dodge, and a little damage done. Definitely could have done more. Thinking back, as they said, Empire State versus Idra. Managed to get 3 drones. And that's a lot bigger than 1, but every bit helps with these guys. So all of that drone miss timing added up to IMNesTea not getting a second queen as quickly as he would like. So that's what we're seeing coming out now. He has started speedling research and has continued gathering gas with 2 drones, now putting on a 3rd drone. So 2 drones, a lot of times you see is some sort of a transition into either Banelings or Roaches, but we do see Hellions coming out now. Yep, here is the Roach Horn going down right now for IMNesTea, and I mean, it's really, the only reason you'd have 2 is if you're going for a Baneling bust, which that's somewhat of an all-in when you're playing against a player as excellent as Jinro. So the expansion going down behind these Hellions, and let's see what kind of damage these Hellions can do. We do see a transition. I'm just going to mention this without snapping screen back into tanks now. Already researching siege tech. So speedling research getting to wrap up for IMNesTea. I don't want to see him lose too many of these Zerglings. That would just be really unfortunate, and it does look like all those Zerglings are going to die. Roach Warren finishing right now for IMNesTea. Is he going to make some Roaches? Yep. 3 Roaches on the way, and notice, these better players, they really do make sure that they spawn all their units where they want them to spawn. Not knowing these Hellions were going to make it up the ramp, he spawned them down bottom. So, got people messaging me here. Busy. this Hellion really not getting too much more done, but it looks like he might get another 2 drone kills here. Oh, it's going to be close. No, not even going to get 1 more drone kill. This Queen going to effectively push this Hellion off. Nope, you're not getting anywhere. This is IMNesTea. He's a god. You might get away home, but then you're just going to get killed by Zerglings. Yep, alright, he's dead. Gets killed by that Queen, in fact. So, looking back at the base, I mean, 2 siege tanks out now for Jinro, and IMNesTea does manage, you know, to get up a little bit of vision there. So, I'm not too savvy with these vision buttons yet. Curse. I was so tempted there to drop the word dagnabbit. Pick that word up from Rugrats. The Tommy Pickles' grandfather used to say it all the time. Dagnabbit. It's a ridiculous word. Alright, so IMNesTea, you know, leaving the Zergling right here in this forward position, and that lets him just drone like an absolute madman and drop a macro hatch. Not so much like a madman. And I love IM lately. Losira, and I've been watching a lot of Losira's games lately, trying to pick on some of his build orders. I'm a big fan. And I really like how they're all getting this macro hatch. Actually, IMNesTea opting to get it much later here, and I think that's honestly this should be the EO chamber. Yeah. I'm trying to think of why he gets it so much later. A little bit later, you know, because of the Roach and the early the effectiveness, of this early pressure here. But Losira opts to drop his macro hatch around 30. So it looks like Jinro is going to be moving at around 30. God, around 44 pop he drops it. So Jinro going out with this SCV, not really sure. Maybe trying to, okay, patrolling for a counterattack. I really like this move by Jinro. I was wondering if he was trying to get some scouting on the unit composition, because the SCV is a little bit quicker. I really like this move by Jinro using the SCV to patrol here. Man, that is just smart. So these tanks moving out, now combat shields is wrapping up, and he's gonna start stim. And I really like this timing. It's a little quicker than than most Zergs would be accustomed to with the combat shields instead of the stim. These tanks getting into position and getting a lot of damage off on these Roaches, but I gotta say, I think that IMNesTea should not have moved out here. He does have the macro hatch, and that lets him pull units a lot faster. And now IMNesTea's in a really rough position. There's a lot of very powerful Marines out here. Still backed up by 2 tanks. He's gonna be streaming reinforcements with how well this attack's going. And I don't think Jinro should be targeting this macro hatch necessarily, but IMNesTea opting to move out once again here to try to stop this defense, and I really just don't think he's going to be able to do enough. Not unless he pulls these drones. And I mean, trying to focus fire down these tanks. You know what? There are a lot of Roaches coming to reinforce from IMNesTea here. But with these reinforcing units from Jinro, I really just don't think he's going to be able to do the damage necessary in order to stop this push. Losing out all the Marines here, and you know what? There's going to be a wave of reinforcements of Zerglings, but I think IMNesTea could have done this much more cost efficiently than he chose to. But now these Zerglings are going to be able to clean all this up, especially with these reinforcements. So let's take a look back at Jinro's race as these tanks get completed in being devastated. And mules dropping, gas popping, command centers also dropping. Way oversaturated here for Jinro. A little too focused on his micro here. I mean, you look, I only see, yep, there are a grand total of 12 SCVs at this at this expansion here, and Jinro's sitting on well over 24. That is, wow, that's a grand total of 31 SCVs. And I mean, not all on minerals. He's got 27 on minerals, but finally transiting some workers here, and that was long overdue. A lot of minerals lost from not having done that. So I wonder if it really impacted his ability to produce units. I mean, it looks like he's still producing out of almost everything. He's a little shy on the resources here, so not making a siege tank. I wonder if he's opting to go for some sort of tech route. We do see another reactor going down in the barracks. Meanwhile, IMNesTea taking his third, and this is the penalty you get for, you know, trying to send in those units prematurely, not building up units. I mean, he did manage. I think IMNesTea's goal in pushing against that wave so quickly was to get those units in there before the tanks were actually sieged, since Muna Harass can be easily thwarted. I like that play by Jinro, bringing a small clump of Marines down here. Actually, all of his Marines. No, okay, good. I was like, Some pretty force there, Jinro. Anyhow, bringing up these Marines in anticipation of that Muta harass. Really knowing the timings of this game, just in and out, separates the best players from the mid-masters players. So +1 upgrades, love to see that come. That's really going to let these Mutalisks do their sniping to the best of their potential. I gotta say, one of the things I'm just really liking here from IMNesTea is his Overlord positioning. Got him scattered all over the board. I mean, he put 3 up in this corner. I'm sure at some point he's going to be scattering them out, but you know what? It's IMNesTea. His levels of thought are just so beyond what I'm even remotely capable of grasping. But he put these 3 Overlords up here for a reason. They're not just up there. Then they would just be sitting with the rest of these Overlords, where these Overlords are rallied. These 3 Overlords are here for a reason, and I just can't wait to see what that reason is. Maybe he's gonna go for some crazy Overlord drop, and he wants the Overlords up to this so he can run this. I have no idea. IMNesTea, you are just. I'm looking forward to seeing what secrets you've got in store. I really hope this game lasts long enough to do just that. So Baneling speed wrapping up for IMNesTea right now. I haven't even really been keeping up with the upgrades we're seeing. I mean, because Jinro is starting level 2 upgrades, and he's halfway through level 1 armor. So IMNesTea really opting with this melee plate. And one of the great things about going with melee upgrades as Zerg is that when you get to tier 3, if you're in a game that makes it to tier 3, as you would expect from 2 players of a caliber such as this, melee upgrades help you with all the tier 3 techs. I mean, your tier 3 techs, the only ones you're looking at are Ultralisks and Broodlords, and both of them benefit from melee upgrades. If you choose to go with ranged upgrade attacks instead, you've got to stick with somewhat of a weaker, especially against Terran, a weak mid-game composition. Rogue 100 cut very effective comp against this tank Marine play that we're seeing out of Jinro. So Jinro moving up siege tanks and Marines into positions that I really like here in the middle of the map, claiming this Delnaga tower with this tank, stimming these Marines, seeing the Mutas coming in from behind just with, I don't know, mind's eye, fog of war, star sense. Total boss right there. That was sweet, Jinro. I mean, he has no vision up there. Oh, scratch that, he does from the Zelnaga tower. I was like, I don't see any Terran Overlords up there. Jinro going in with a drop in the back, but that's going to be easily cleaned up. These Speedlings taking the shot from the Muta, so. Oh, IMNesTea losing so many Mutalisks there. Oh, that is absolutely devastating. You could see from, the Muta parts just roll up. Get off. Oh, well, we missed the Muta parts. It's all right. But there were Muta parts rolling around everywhere. Must have lost a total of, oh my god, that is just horrendous. At least 8 Mutalisks gone there. Maybe even upwards of 10. Look at the units lost tab just. I mean, it's been a game favoring IMNesTea in terms of units lost so far, but after those Mutalisks, wow, he lost a lot of resources there. Each of those Mutalisks, 200 resources. He lost 8. That was devastating. So, Jinro going to do a little bit of creep forward right now, but IMNesTea is just the god of defending off these times. I really think this is going to get cleaned up pretty quickly. You see more Banelings morphing in right now, and against this heavy Marine aggression timing build, I mean, I don't see this working out for Jinro whatsoever. IMNesTea, I'd really like to see him swoop some Zerglings around the back here. But he really just does like the bum rush forward, so I think that's what's going to happen. Yup, and here's where IMNesTea goes in. He's morphing Banelings in behind this in case any Marines don't get cleaned up. Look at the Banelings just target firing down all these Marines. Excellent play. Mutalisks are going to be able to clean up these stores like cake, and that push is over. That was bad. Well, I'd say this game is looking pretty heavily favoring towards IMNesTea at this point. The only way I can see Jinro coming back from this is with some sick, nasty drops. IMNesTea is taking his 4th right now. He's taking one of these Overlords is now gone. He like pulls Overlords up here so that he doesn't have to pay for Overlord. I absolutely love this. Here's what this is for IMNesTea. IMNesTea puts these 3 Overlords up in the corner here so that when he needs to put those Overlords